what separates the good from the bad agency, and just even going into your own service offering there at Magnet Monster, people, and I used to see this all the time with brands, they might think, email marketing is just firing out a campaign once a month and using the automated flows that are there, and, email marketing, that's it, done. Whereas when you see a really, really dialed in operator, it's really core. You're digging into the weeds in the cohort matrix. You're looking at everything there. You're trying to optimize all of your campaigns, your flows. You're really digging into the unit economics of what actually works for you and your brand. I think so many people can often look for the cheapest option because it saves you money, but in fact, it actually costs you a ton of money. And I suppose if you were speaking to brand owners who were looking at, would say, the cheaper options are the very much, the bottom of the barrel, if it would say, for want of a better word, of email marketers out there that are hoping to do this on a really, really low cost base. You are missing that, I suppose, that length and breadth of domain expertise that really would probably prevent your brand from really making the most of the data that they already have.
Very interesting question, and a conversation we have constantly. So I think there's essentially 3 prongs to this question. The first one is the type of brands or services out there. Let's say the low entry level, let's call it conveyor belt type of account. You've got the mid guys and you've got the whales, the really complicated brands. If you are a brand that is very entry level, I mean, your annual revenue is not hitting the millions, and you're an agency servicing those clients, of course your skill level doesn't have to be cutting edge, doesn't have to be the best in the market. Why? Because you charge less, so people can't expect you to be the greatest on earth. So there's a massive market for those type of services, right? So you can be an excellent email marketer if you service those brands, and the value that you deliver is massive, because sometimes we know you can send a plain text email to your database and it can convert massively. So so the level of skill needed isn't that great. If you go more towards the mid tier or the whale complicated accounts, of course, that's a different ball game in itself. I'll give you a case study example. So we recently signed a massive footwear brand, like really massive, which is damn interesting and exciting. What separates the good from the bad is, how you can plug into the entire business, the entire ecosystem, and ensure that you're not an isolated channel or function to their entire stack. You need to be able to, integrate into all their stuff. I'm now talking about everything from like attribution challenges, having the fun conversations around attribution models, very difficult conversations to have. And
Not very
if
fun.
you're not skilled, not knowledgeable, you cannot advise, you cannot join in on the conversation. You become a yes man, where if they say, we're going to go for a last click or last touch attribution model, you won't be able to defend your position or advise them. You're looking at different touch points and timings throughout the customer lifecycle stages. That's very difficult. If you think about a footwear brand, how do you determine at what point, is someone ready to buy for a second time? It's not a, replenishable product like a deodorant stick that every 30 days you can. So if you don't have the skills and knowledge, you cannot join in on that conversations. You cannot talk about advanced segmentation. Other things also around reporting, analytics, really pulling different data points into a central system, talking to other departments, pay departments, talking about their customer support teams. And I'm not always saying it's not always complicated brands. Sometimes it's very easy and it flies. Your challenges just expands and deepens. We had a jewelry brand that had a serious problem with returns and refunds. Okay, it's been costing them serious money. How do you plug into that? How do you measure that? Those are all very complicated matters. So that's what separates let's say the good, the bad, is how can you plug that channel, your efforts, what you charge clients, how do you plug that into their business and A, save them money, B, make them money. That's all that matters really. That's what separates the two, I would say, because it becomes a different ballgame in itself.